When it comes to feeding his or her ego, a narcissist does that at the expense of others. He or she is a master at slaying other people, sacrificing someone's respect, reputation, and image when it comes to feeding the false self. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissist abuse recovery professional, and in this video, I'll be talking about how a narcissist humiliates you and how you must respond. When it comes to a narcissist, you and I both know that they have a bottomless pit deep inside them. And this pit is the reason why they move from one supply to the other, one source to the other to fill it in. However, the difference is that the narcissist never, ever accepts the presence of this pit deep within them. On the contrary, they try to suppress it. They try to hide it by doing opposite, by abusing people, by feeding on people, by belittling people, by using people. When it comes to humiliation, a narcissist does that on every occasion they can possibly do it to get a lift in their ego, to feel high. And they humiliate you by passing a comment on different things that are related with you. For example, you may be wearing something and they could pass a comment, humiliating your choice of clothes. They could humiliate you on the choices that you make. For example, the job you choose to do, the classes you take, for example, the food you eat. Everything is a chance for them to get their supply somehow. And humiliation is one of the most destructive tools in a narcissist's bag that they use against their supply. Because humiliation breaks a person's spirit. And it's more applicable when it comes from a partner of yours, when it comes from a parent, when it comes from a good friend, when it comes from your boss. Humiliation is one of the tools that they use to keep you uncontrolled. They humiliate you to the extent that they could be just telling you directly that you are worth shit. You are worth the treatment that I'm giving you, and you may just internalize and believe it. Not that you choose to do so, but that they create the landscape for it first by demoralizing you step by step, by chipping that little part of you in the beginning, that everything that they do later, the bigger things that they do later, they just go in. And they just do the damage that the narcissist intends to do when they behave in those ways, when they humiliate you. Humiliation can be lethal if it is combined with trauma bonding. If you are trauma bonded with a narcissist, that gives the key to the narcissist, unfortunately, to treat you like garbage. Because then they know that you cannot leave them. Then you are stuck in that relationship, and when you are that, the level of their abuse goes up and up, and the treatment goes down and down. They treat you horribly in whatever ways possible. In whatever capacity they can, they abuse you. And this is when their darkest self, when their most evil self shows up. Now, how must you deal with this humiliation if you are with a narcissist? The first and the most important rule that you must remember is that it is not about you. It is not about you. I'm repeating myself. Because a narcissist is so deeply insecure that consciously or unconsciously he or she manifests that insecurity in the form of projections they put on others. If they are humiliating you, they are actually and deeply expressing the shame that they feel towards themselves. It is not about you. It is about keeping that false self intact by putting you down so that they can feel in power. You must remember that you are a decent, a unique human being with wonderful capacities that are just uniquely owned by you. And a narcissist's belittling, humiliation, or putting down is not equivalent to who you are, is not the reflection of you as a person. It is a reflection of how they see themselves, and it is a way to get high. You can imagine it's like a predator, a parasite that needs to suck blood from its host to stay alive and to keep itself going. The next thing that you must remember while dealing with someone, while dealing with a narcissist as they try to humiliate you, is to not give them a reaction. No, do not give them a reaction, because the reaction that you give them is what keeps them going on, is what they want at the first place. It is what feeds them. How would you handle then what you feel in the moment? The first thing that you must remember is that you have to regulate your nervous system so that you can create space between who you are and who they project you to be as, so that you can understand that you are not what they are saying, rather you are quite opposite of that. It's very important to be in control of your emotional expression and thought processes if you're with a narcissist and they are trying to humiliate you. And the next thing that you must do, if you can, is to remove yourself from the situation without giving anything at all, because leave a narcissist alone without any supply, they will die maybe in hours. That is what their validity is. So if you can, leave the situation without giving anything at all, because what they tried to do did not work, and it would not work if you leave the situation. So that is how you would deal with a narcissist's humiliation. 3 steps again. Number 1, becoming aware that it's not about you and what they project you as. You are not that. You're quite opposite of that. The second step is regulation of your nervous system, so that you can be in control of your reactions and your emotions and your thought processes, which would help you to stop internalizing what they are giving you. And the final step is to remove yourself from the situation if you possibly can. I hope today I was able to help you understand why a narcissist tries to humiliate you whenever they can, and what is the best way to respond to that. I'll talk with you very soon. Till then, let the healing begin.